Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at the Pemko number 279x292AFGPK. So that's a part number. It's got 279, it's got 292, it's got A, it's got FG, it's got PK. Let's dissect it. So the 279 and the 292 are the constituent parts. We'll dissect that. The FG happens to be that piece of rigid plastic right here. The A means it's all in mill aluminum finish, and the PK stands for the Pemko preen insert here. This is what would be called a bump-up style threshold, where you're going to have the door make contact right with the PK or the Pemko preen that's been inserted there. This is a thermal break threshold is really what it is. It's a thermal break threshold that is built using constituent components to give you a confluence of the size that you need by utilizing two different parts that have that sort of preparation or that accommodation in the extrusion itself so that it could take that rigid thermoplastic that's here. The point of that is to retard the transmission of cold or heat or moisture from one side to the other. Very commonly used in cold climates. I am witness to the effectiveness of thermal break weather stripping thresholds, thermal break hollow metal frames, and I can tell you that it's astonishing just on putting your hand on the outside of the frame and on the inside of the frame, or the outside of the threshold and the inside of the threshold. It's astonishing how much of a difference there is in just temperature that you can detect with your hand. You've got super cold air, or you've got super moist air coming in and hitting, the opposite. Condensation can occur, not only on your threshold, but on your frame, on your hollow metal frame. And they do make thermal barrier, thermal break hollow metal frames, obviously. Again, the A in the part number means mill aluminum finish. They'll also do this in a D or a dark bronze. And then again, PK, Pemko preen, a synthetic rubber. Now the question becomes is which is the 279 and which is the 292? I'm thinking that's the 292, but we'll take a look at that in a moment. Let's take a confirmation of the dimensional properties of this item. They have it at 4 9/16 overall width. Yeah, I'd say spot on. Maybe 4 5/8. A little bit more common, it is certainly an attribute of thermal break thresholds that this would otherwise be 4 1/2 inch, but or something like that. But they have to make an allowance for that thermal break to be in there. Likely, more importantly, is the height. If you have a 3/8 undercut on your door, this could work out very well because the height of this leading edge material is just 1/4 inch. It's going to be 1/2 inch overall height here. So if you, again, have a 3/8 undercut, this could be quite perfect for that application. Okay, this is also handicap compliant. Yes, it is. It's not listed as, but it meets the criteria for handicap compliance. It doesn't exceed a 1/2 inch height, and the rise over run, actually maybe it doesn't because of that Pemko preen. You have to have a certain rise over run after you get, when you go from, you can't have more than a 1/4 inch height that is vertical like that. You have to have a 2 to 1 relationship. And it's not listed as handicap compliant in our description, but we'll take a look at it. It could be if this were to fatigue and fail and no longer be there, that dimension here is what the problem would be. Okay? They're probably not going to calculate that Pemko preen as a bona fide way to ensure handicap compliance. So we'll include fasteners. This is listed in the site in lots of different lengths, everything from 2 foot to 8 foot lengths. You can have longer, you can have any custom length that you want, up to 16.5 feet is probably what they have the extrusions in. Be mindful that after you get longer than 3 foot, the length and the cost to ship are now on an XY graph, and as the length increases, the cost to shipping goes like that. So be mindful. Don't order 8-foot pieces because you want to cut them down to 30-inch each. Just order the size you need. Let's switch to the screen view now and take a closer look at the supporting documentation. Here's the item that we are looking at. We have an extended description image here showing all the dimensional properties. A lot of people will ask what that inside dimension is, or conversely what the outside dimension is. They call it a latching panic saddle threshold. I didn't mention that earlier. That's because this threshold is considered a latching panic threshold. And here's why. If you have surface vertical rod exit devices, you'll have a Pullman latch style treatment here. This area right here can act as an area by which to retain the bottom latch of a surface vertical rod exit device. That's why they call it that, latching panic. So this would be very effective in an exterior application where you have pairs of doors that swing out. You're going to have maybe 2 or 3 pair in this big box store. Your door is clearly going to reside in this area. You would be well served by adding a door sweep out here. You'd be well served by adding a door sweep with an integrated drip cap. You've got the seal here. You've got your vertical rod exit device being latched here, and those doors swing out that way. This could be very effective at sealing your area. Designed to work in conjunction with surface vertical rod exit devices. Also provide a door stop and a seal at the bottom of the door. You'll want something on the outside as well, in addition to that thermal break, would be my opinion. Supplied with 1024 Phillips flathead machine screws. Nope, these are number 10 by maybe 1.5 Phillips drive flathead wood screws is what that is. Air infiltration tested, sound, smoke, fire tested. Let's get to the manufacturer's page. There's a link below this video here. Let's click on that. And when we do so, our page will come up. Let's fire up the catalog. And before we do that, let's copy our part number, 279x292. Let's open up the current product catalog. Do a find function on your keyboard for 279x292, and it will come up, and here it is. So I still don't know which is which. I'm thinking that this is the 279, seeing the way that it's laid out. Let's take a look. Scrolling up to get to the half saddle thresholds to see what that part number is. Yeah, it's a 279 is the leading edge. Just a half saddle threshold, 1/4 inch high. Now the 279, I don't know that that is offered as a standalone threshold. Let's see if we can locate that. Pardon me, the 292 is what I'm thinking of. Yeah, I don't know why they would offer that piece, that aluminum portion on its own. I don't see it having anything to it other than allowing it to be modular, where you can insert different widths. 279, 273 will get you out to probably 3-inch, and so on. Okay, so that 292 is just the back end. It goes along with whatever the leading edge is, even wider at that point. Now, what you'll notice here on our 279x292, didn't mean to perform that search. Okay. We have different finishes listed. I did not list them all initially. Powder-coated dark bronze equivalent, mill, black suede powder coat, dark bronze, white suede powder coat. They tell you that the replacement insert is a PK20. That's right here. They do show that it's handicap compliant, so we'll need to update our page. It is apparently it's handicap approved. So there you go. That transition right there. This part of the catalog is very handy because it will allow you to review all such latch track, bump up, thermal brake types of thresholds. There's lots of them. Pemko has an exceptionally deep, broad inventory of such products. Not a thermal brake threshold, but one that I like a lot is the 159. It will act as a thermal brake. It will give you a seal on this part of the door and will allow you to add a hook strip on the outside to really prevent stuff from even getting underneath the door to begin with. An ace, let's see here now. A hook strip for that. I'll pull up what that hook strip would be since I've started talking about it. Here we go. A surface-mounted L angle would be a 66A. It would be a good one to use for that. This catalog is over 300 pages of options when it comes to weather stripping. If you are not sure of what you need, there is no manufacturer's catalog that has more options in it than does the Pemko catalog. And I would urge you to take a look at it. This page also will allow you to review all of the Pemko products that we sell by means of this horizontal navigation, as well as a link to their website. Ever evolving, new products added all the time. You just can't keep up with it. Let's finish up this video on camera. Okay, so very typical sort of threshold in the sense that it's a latch track or a bump up, but this confluence of thermal brake and very short, that's a little less common, but extremely high performance is going to do the job very elegantly. Because it's only a 1/4 inch over here, it will allow you to run your doors down a little bit longer. This would not be for use on a standard undercut on a hollow metal door. A 3/8 undercut would be the max that you'd want on that. And either the project has specified a undercut other than standard, or you've inherited an opening or openings where you don't have the typical 3/4 inch gap that you would normally have. So you'd look at something like this. Maybe not thermal brake, but something 1/4 and then a half at the most. Okay. The name Pemko, again, synonymous with weather stripping. I am quite partial to them. They're good quality people, good quality product. They genuinely want to help. They genuinely are interested in the mutual success of the project. And for that, to them, I say thank you very much. Any questions on the 279x292AFGPK or any other Pemko product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you. Again, thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up. Please subscribe and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.